year has probably been the most challenging year for me, like ever. I lost my mom this past October, and I think during that time, it was extremely hard for me to sometimes just find the words to pray. Because I couldn't really even express what I was feeling, because honestly, I didn't even know what I was feeling. I didn't know how to form those words. But there's this verse, and it's Romans 8:26, and it says, in our weakness, when we do not know what we ought to pray for, the Spirit intercedes with groans that words cannot express. God, there's moments where I'm speechless. When I kneel down to pray and I just feel the pressure of my heart beating, my mind moving faster than my words can speak them, sometimes so rapid that my mouth says nothing. I'm pleading for your help in this season, and I know you feel what I'm feeling. Please forgive me for my own understanding, I believe. And you say to trust in you with all of my heart, it just feels like more of a challenge when mine feels like it's in a billion pieces, needing to be nursed back to wholeness, watered to sustainable fullness, molded and needed to an even, stronger form through the aid of your teaching souls. And I can't find the words. I pray that you feel my spirit reaching. So I think that's the end of that poem. We all hear from God differently, right? So me personally, I hear from him most when I'm by myself, like when I'm alone. I think it's extremely important to be intentional about that alone time. And that translates to many different areas of my life too. Because anybody who knows me knows I'll go anywhere by myself and have a great time. But like I said, just be very intentional about that alone time. Like for example, the other day, I went to this restaurant and I asked the hostess for a table for one. And she was like, are you sure? I mean, we can wait for your other party, it's no rush. And I'm like, no, really, like, it's just me. It's just a table for one. So she said, okay, right this way, I'll just leave the silverware here just in case, anyone decides to join you. And I'm like, no, really, like, you can take it. It's just me. It's just a table for one. But the expression on her face for this concern yet judgment of this narrative to be spun that maybe I had some date and he decided not to come, like, who actually in their right mind would come here alone for a meal for fun, or maybe all the girlfriends bailed on her, or maybe I'm at my wit's end and on the verge of becoming undone, but is it that hard to believe that one could enjoy their own company? It seems so many view solo outings as an anomaly. Won't leave the house without a crew. Saturday nights yelling sexy red until your face turns blue, and Sundays asking God why you attract them and that you do. Won't even go outside.
Run that Say what you say.
Won't even leave the house without a crew. Saturday nights yelling sexy red until your face turns blue, and Sundays asking God why you attract them and that you do. Won't even go outside unless you have your entourage the size of a football team, and then wonder why the guy of your dreams does not approach you. And I know that you know that no matter how hard you pray Sierra's prayer, he probably won't appear until you pray more for motivation for that self-work you need to do.
Right.
And in no way does that come from a place of judgment, because I'm talking to me too. And I'm all for a good time, but some things about yourself you will never be able to find if your individualism is constantly being intertwined with the comfort of agreeing minds. Try taking yourself out on a date or spending time alone in nature. And if what's stopping you is the anxiety of receiving judgmental stares, I can assure you that most people are too busy to care. And if they do, smile and wave, and maybe you'll inspire them a new confidence to wear. I just pose the question, who are you when it's just you?
Yes.
Oh. So I'm also a firm believer that, on this walk with God, the people that we keep around us, has lots to do with that as well. And I often pray for the spirit of discernment, because I never want to remain in a situation that's comfortable but compromising to my well-being.
Come on.
And I think a part of growth is being self-aware enough to know when to really remove yourself from something that God is calling you out of. And speaking specifically to romantic relationships, I'm sure many people in the room have been in a space where you just kind of feel like you gave somebody too many chances. But it becomes a problem when you feel you losing you. And you kind of get to the point where it's like, there's a few reasons that I cannot let you back in. You've grown used to me leaving the door cracked, signifying my heart's still open, but I'm afraid that no matter how much my heart aches, what a disservice it would be to my spirit to give you access again. Your mistakes have become too great, now turned into habits with apologies too late. There is hurt in seeing you go, but this time, a strange peace beyond belief. That unbeknownst to you, this is truly the last time you will have access to me. The revolving door has stopped turning, and the bridge of your indecisive returns is now burning. You are no longer welcomed here. Your presence has transformed calm waters into crashing waves from the flow of my tears. Something like soul surfing, but in the worst way. Something like soul learning, but with no intent to stay. How exhausting it must have been for you and this character you've managed to portray, but I refuse to let you harden my heart. And the one thing that I can hold on to is that my authenticity remained true. And I don't know about you, but my intentions were pure from the start, so I will take this lesson as growth. And because I've already forgiven you, I can only hope that you take this time alone to ensure that you don't continue to behave as an anchor for anyone else trying to remain afloat. So I think we come up with all these excuses when we want to remain in these positions that are comfortable. And I'll stay in the relationship realm. You've been with him for this long, or you know his little sister's brother's first cousin, and we're family, so it's like, why would I go anywhere? Like, we just come up with all these emotionally led decisions that keep us really in the same spot.
Yeah.
Like, for example, have you ever heard someone say that they met the right person at the wrong time? I'm sorry, but I believe in no such thing. You met them exactly when God placed them in your life, and now you feel the season is ending. You start trying to force pieces of a puzzle together that no longer fit. You must learn that every person to enter your life is not meant to stay. Only in the fall do the leaves change color, and snow doesn't fall in the summer. We overcomplicate simple logic when someone's time is up in our lives. And we start saying things like, if I just work on this one area of my life, then I'll be in position. Without realizing you probably haven't reached that position because you choose to hold on to false hope and refuse to listen. You know that connection doesn't even feel the same. Do not forfeit your elevation remaining on the ground with expired relationship in the name of loyalty. If they don't understand your departure today, they won't understand it tomorrow or the next day. And don't get me wrong, this can all be done in love, but the worst thing that can happen is time passing and you've made no progression. So it's more like right person, right time. But it's within all confines to choose unfamiliar change rather than comfortable complacency. To let go is to choose freedom no matter how hard it may seem. So do your future self a favor and move on from those who are keeping your goals just dreams in captivity. Poem.
Wow.
So I'm going to do one more piece for y'all. So we're all on our own walk, our own journey with God. But I think it's important to really, once again, find your circle of people, which is why I said, Will, this is like so cool, because just find your circle of people, because it's not popular, it's not the cool thing, which is why even when things feel uncomfortable for me, I try to find, peace amidst the chaos, because a storm never lasts forever. A garden out of season is unsustainable, so there's no sense in me rushing when I already know that I'm capable, and how amazing the reward will feel when I look back at every overcome obstacle. I'm planted. God planned it. Plain and simple, the sky is my limit, and turbulence never did anything but make me appreciate that I've landed. Being still is an art, especially when it feels like everyone and everything around you is moving, so you start aimlessly moving towards things that were never even meant for you. If you only knew how much can be unlocked when you are still praying, still laying down permanent foundations to withstand life's rain, and still laying, still praying, still laying down permanent foundations to withstand life's rain. And believe it or not, most times the quickest results are unable to be sustained. So find that time to be still and search for all that you plan to obtain. I have a chat book out out. It's called Growing Somewhere. It was published in December of 2022. It's also on Amazon, but I have a few copies with me today. It's $10. I'm in that back corner back there if y'all are interested. Along with that, there's a Growing Somewhere EP. It's on all streaming platforms. It's like a poetically infused musical experience. If you like that type of thing, you should go listen to it. Let me know what you think. Yeah, and my Instagram is Lynae with 3 underscores. That's Lynae with 3 underscores. Lynae with 3 underscores. Thank y'all.